Well, Amaya's gone home, and the reason why I put her home was I saw Jesse at his door. A day of demands today from some of my snakes, but I also know that Jesse has made a little bit of a mess down there overnight, so I'm going to open up. Do you want to come out while I clean up for you? Hey? I saw you at the door, so do you want to come out today? Pretty sure you will. What do you think? You have days where all of them are just wanting to chill out in their enclosures, though Lily is an exception to that particular rule. Jesse, yeah, occasionally he likes to wander on out and say hello, as you've seen in previous videos, but in general, you know, a little bit of a guy that likes to stay on home and just chill out. But when he's made a mess, well, he's pretty much more than happy to come on out and get out of there while I clean up for him. And as I've mentioned, Jesse is a one-man show when it also comes to coming out, just like Amaya is. He likes to pretty much do it his way and the way he likes to do it. Hey, don't like Mum interfering too much, and that's, you know, got nothing to do with that Jesse doesn't know me or trust me. It's remembering that individuality of each and every one of your snakes and getting to know them well enough to understand that that is what they prefer, and allowing that to be the way it is between you and your snake. Don't force it. Don't force yourself on your snakes. They will come to you. Eventually they will come to you. And when I say don't force yourself on them, of course when they're little to a certain degree you do, because you want to build up that relationship and that trust with them. Absolutely. But it's, you know, as time goes on, it becomes a less and less forced thing between you and your snakes. You will actually see your snakes wanting it rather than avoiding it, or you know, getting them out and they're wrapping themselves over everything and doing everything they can to stay away from you. You will end up with the other end of the scale, where you will open the door and they'll greet you at the door and they'll come on out. Jesse's going to go to ground and probably make his way out more down on this level, which he sometimes does, sometimes he doesn't do. But I'll open the door a little bit more. Come on, dude. I really want to get in there and clean up for you, because I know that's what you really want me to do. And you know the drill. It's not like you've not done this how many times. But you know, they always say, don't work with kids and animals. And yes, I work with both, and I enjoy working with both, but they don't always do exactly what it is that you want them to do, or in the time frame that you would particularly like them to do for them to do what you want them to do. And I've really got to just sit here and be very patient with Jesse and let him do his thing. And eventually he's like, okay, cool, I'm getting there, okay? I'm getting there. I just like to take my time and do it my particular way. And I think he really respects me. Well, I know he really respects me. for letting him do it his way and the way he prefers to do it, not me pressuring him in any way. Of course, I'm not going to let him go under the enclosure or behind something or whatever. But Jesse also knows that I won't allow him to do that. Hey, because it's just not safe. You're tickling my toes. That's what you're doing. You're just tickling. Hey? It's my foot. Oh. Stuck his tongue under my foot and tickled me again. And that's a no. A no. Jess? Right. And keep coming out the other way, but you're not going up under the enclosure. And when you're completely out, bud, and there's a fair bit of him to go yet, I will clean his enclosure for him. But if I go and get this jungle gym for him, he is most likely to climb on this because he does know what it is, and he has been on it many times in his life, especially as a young one. I would get Jess out all of the time to hang on this, and I would even take him outside on it. He was not overly keen as a young snake to go onto the ground, so I would just put him on this and take it outside, and he would come down and he would feel the grass on his nose, and then he would go back up, and then of course I put him down on the ground, and then he realized, wow, this is really fun stuff. So there was no major issue in him. I'll just keep it steady for him. He's a bit more weighty than the little one. But yeah, Jesse remembers this quite well. And it's something that was introduced to them when they were quite young. So it's something that they know today that is safe, and they can climb on it and they can check things out. And when I think about it, and he just used to curl up in a little ball here or disappear, where I'd be like, where are you? And now, of course, you can't miss Jesse. I got asked, the sizes of snakes the other day, and it was actually Tessa, my Bredli, and what size do they get? And, they say in the book 6, 7 foot. Well, actually, I think they said 5 to 6.5 foot. And I had to laugh at that because, oh yes, sorry, they did say they can get up to 3 meters, which is like that 10 foot as well, but they're more likely to be that 5, 6.5 foot. Well, Tessa would be over 5 foot now and is 2 years old. I think she's going to be on that bigger scale. And Jesse, of course, well, he's getting up there in age as well, but he is still quite a big jungle carpet python as well. They can so surprise you, and people may put that down to, oh, you've put food into them, and that is not the truth at all. I've put exercise into them, and if people understand that getting your snakes out and giving them lots and lots of exercise builds up lots and lots of muscle, and that is what you will see, or should see, if you see a bigger snake than the average, don't be quick to say they're fat, because that is not always the way that it is. It is because somebody has taken the time to give their snake a real lot of exercise and getting outside, stretching out and going for an explore. Yes, in this room they still get an element of exercise, but outside is where they get their most. Currently, guys, I haven't been able to get my snakes outside. It is stifling hot. It's not just hot out there, it is beyond that. And even in the evenings, it's cooler, but it's so muggy and hot out there that I just haven't taken my snakes out in that heat. It's too hot for them. And I always say, if you go out there and that sun is hitting you and you can feel it burning you, then it's burning your snakes. And yes, I've got shaded area where my snakes can go, but it's still hot and they start to breathe heavily in that heat. So I'm not even bothering right now. The weather will, it seems funny, everybody waits for the heat or the warmth or wherever, and I wait for the cooler months of the year. Though, I get the odd cooler day, but when you're hitting that 35 and higher, it's just way too hot. Hey Jess, as much as I know my big guys are hanging out to get outside and are probably wondering why haven't we been outside, well, I'm telling you guys why they haven't been outside, and that is because it's way too hot. And this is so wonky, but I will even it up. And I don't want you grabbing that either, Jess. So guys, this is Jesse coming out, not forcing him, just letting him take his time. They'll respect you for it. So you take care of yourself, your family, your friends, your snakes. Hey Jess, always gotta take care of our snakes, don't we? You're not really minding that that's wonky, and if I go close you just blur on me. Take care of all your animals. Ciao.